Let's bring out the blue corner, Soslan Abanokov.
I almost can't talk during this entrance music, man. This thing to me is Mark Hominick and Sean Tompkins, the great Sean Tompkins, who passed away late last year. Every time I hear this song, it brings me back to UFC 129 in Toronto at the Rogers Center. So catch my breath here for a moment. Soslan Abanokov is up next. 3-3, fights out of the Hard Knocks camp in Las Vegas, Nevada. Soslan Abanokov is a very exciting fighter. Been a little bit inconsistent in his career, obviously 3-3, just 500. Had a couple of wins, couple losses. He's a four-time Tuff-N-Uff veteran, 2-2 under the Tuff-N-Uff banner as well. 5 of his 6 fights have gone to the distance, so Soslan Abanokov knows how to be an exciting fight. He knows how to fight until the final bell. He does want a professional career at some point, and a big fan of Tito Ortiz, which I didn't know young kids were fans of Tito Ortiz anymore. I mean, obviously Tito lost a lot of fights here, but Soslan Abanokov is not afraid to show that loyalty.
Or anybody, for that matter, at this point. I mean, everyone's kind of against Tito for some strange reason. I've always loved the guy. I mean, he's obviously done a lot for the sport. He's done a lot for all of us as fighters as far as upping the sport and letting people know who we are and where it's at. So anybody that likes Tito Ortiz as a fan is okay in my book, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Abanokov lists himself as a Muay Thai fighter, so obviously we know, Frank, at this point in the game, if you're competing in mixed martial arts, it's no longer style against style. I mean, you're training everything. But when a guy says, hey, I'm a Thai fighter, you know he's looking to strike first. Now let's meet Soslan's opponent.
Let's bring out the red corner, Benjamin Sample.
Benjamin Sample enters next, looking ominous with the hoodie up, fighting out of Legends in Hollywood, California. Benjamin Sample brings a 2-2 record to the cage. He's also had a few ups and downs, had a couple wins and losses, so both of these guys are looking to move above 500 on the night. Benjamin Sample admits he knows absolutely nothing about his opponent, but that's okay with him. He's not the kind of guy that wants to scout anybody out. He just wants to come in and do his thing. He wants to have a professional pro career someday, and he loves the fact that mixed martial arts forces you to have a strong mind and a strong body. That's really the part of it that appeals to him. And interesting to note, Benjamin Sample, while he likes to beat up people in the cage, he's also a paramedic when he's not training. So, you know, he can beat you up, he can fix you up. It's all good.
Paramedics are first line to your life before you get to the hospital. Obviously not paid enough, not get enough action, but definitely a guy that you got to pay attention to. If he's going to beat you up, at least he can fix you.
As we look at the tail of the tape here before this fight, obviously the big number that stands out to you, Benjamin Sample standing 6 foot tall, Soslan Abanokov 5'7". So you've got to think, even though Abanokov is the striker, he lists himself as the Muay Thai fighter, he's got the ankle wraps tonight, he's got the Thai shorts on. Benjamin Sample is going to be the one that wants to use that reach advantage to his advantage. Of course, anybody training out of Legends MMA, you know they're going to have their jiu-jitsu on point as well. I really think this fight could just go just about anywhere, Frank.
I think both these guys are finally going to get trained, and we'll start seeing guys a little more well-rounded, but let's not cut it. Soslan's going to definitely keep it on his feet. He wants to be more of a Thai guy. So the goal is your opponents to try to take him down, especially with this long reach. Get it down to the ground as quickly as possible, because then you got a better shot at finishing this fight.
All right, let's get this thing started. Looks like it should be fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 6th fight of the evening in the featherweight division. Introducing first in the blue corner, weighing in at 147 pounds with 3 wins and 3 losses. Fighting out of Hard Knocks, Las Vegas, Nevada, he is Soslan Abanokov. His opponent standing in the red corner, weighing in at 145 pounds with 2 wins and 2 losses. Fighting out of Legends, Hollywood, California, here is Benjamin Sample. Referee in charge of the action is Nick Jones.
Okay, we've already gone over the rules. Obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. Any last minute questions? Touch gloves and go back to your corners.
So Soslan Abanokov in the plain black trunks, Benjamin Sample in the black and logo trunks. Trig, do you want to be the politically incorrect guy and just say the easier way to tell them apart?
Black guy, white guy?
Okay, there you go. Benjamin Sample's the black guy.
That's why you always ask, what color is your shorts? What color is your opponent's shorts? You can make it separate, so we don't have to do that. That's exactly what happened.
A little delay getting things started here. Obviously said Soslan Abanokov, the Thai fighter, is going to want to come out and look to strike early. You can see Sample having to be held back in his corner. He's ready to go.
Of course, my dad right now sitting down in Mexico is telling me, you could have said a tall guy and a short guy, but why do that?
That's a more politically correct way as well. I like that. Abanokov again, the early kick to the thigh. Powerful low kicks. Can hear Sample getting a lot of encouragement from the crowd. The Legends crew in Hollywood always travels deep out here to Las Vegas. Oh, big right hand from Abanokov. Sample is rocked. Abanokov pounces with more punches. This fight is almost, yeah. You know what? Unfortunate timing there. Nick Jones comes in and gets the stop. Unfortunate timing because I'm telling you, he was out for a second and then he came back.
Look at him walking right now. He's still out. He's still limping. He's still sliding back and forth. You see Dr. Rhonda Bashran down in the ring doctor. She's actually looking. She can see the eyes are kind of looped. Like, she understands. Like, it's absolute. Like, she knows.
Yeah,
she's
you can see kind of a glassy look in
the
eyes there. As we watch the replay here, not sure. Hopefully we'll be able to see it on the camera angle. You can see that Ben Sample goes limp momentarily. Those big right hands came in and really did the damage, and he was out right there. And you can see the hands come down. And then that's the point that Nick Jones decides to come in and make the stop. And it looked unfortunate because that was the point where Ben Sample was starting to recover. But I think it's the right call.
Good stoppage. Especially the amateur level. There's no reason to go through all this mess. Good stoppage.
Yeah, and obviously Ben Sample's going to disagree. You never hear a fighter say, hey, thanks for stopping that when I was taking too much damage. They always want to fight on. But I think it really was the right call. It was just an unfortunate moment of timing there. So Soslan Abanokov, we said coming in, he's the striker. He's going to want to bang. Boy, he had those powerful low kicks early, but then he did it with his hands. Just another impressive performance from Soslan Abanokov. Had a little cut there on the temple.
Yeah, I just saw that cut now for the first time, too. He just stood up and kind of turned around and was popping there.
Let's get the time of the stop from our announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 42 seconds into the first round, your winner by ref stoppage, the blue corner, Soslan Abanokov.
So the Legends crew that traveled here from Hollywood, California doesn't like the stoppage. Frank Trigg and I think it was okay. It was right here in front of us. Soslan Abanokov moves to 4-3 with the 42-second TKO. Impressive finish. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Tuff-N-Uff action from the South Point Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where you're watching the future stars of mixed martial arts.